DreamHack Open is brought to you by Intel, Corsair, MSI, and Monster Energy.
On day 5 of the DreamHack Open Fall, the competition turned nuclear as 4 teams fought for survival and another made it to the upper bracket semi-finals. First up, Vitality's French invasion overwhelmed NIP in quick succession on Mirage and Nuke, with Shox outflanking the Swedes at every possible turn and giving their newest member Nivera an epic initiation as he watched from the sidelines.
It's completely undone. Skymove securing it as well. What a round from Apex. Another kill collected for him, and the time is ticking. Quick needs to go now. Needs to go for the defuse, and Shox from the apartment has a good angle. But what is that shot? Playing up close. One gets to it. Looking for a third. Shox finally trains him. We realise it's not K-Style very quickly. And RPK somehow gets away. They drop down the vent, and Shox going up gets the double kill. Yet another round where Vitality take RPK out of the round, and now Knox trying to hold on. The Deagle around the corner. 2 picked up for Knox. Filthy kill. He's behind this time, and it's 2 kills collected for Vitality. They'll be taking the win here against NIP.
Madden, again, pinging it complete whiff. He is having a rough start to this game. Ditko tries to rectify things, but again, it's like a solo play trying to bring things back. Crystal can't.
Sprout kicked off their own series against Godsent with a quick succession of brawls on Vertigo, shaking Godsent's confidence so much, Zen even sidestepped off the map.
Oh no, Zen. No! What have you done?
Godsent came up clutch, however, on Inferno, quite literally, as Stiko and friends closed down rounds despite being at a disadvantage.
There's only Farlig remaining. Snatchy looking to try and pick up an ace to get their second round on the board. He's not going to be able to do it. Farlig is looking for a response. He spotted the man in the graveyard. This is only a 1v2. He finds the kill. No way. That is genius. How did he know?
On Decider Nuke, Polish duo Snatchy and Jiha excelled, saving Sprout's place in the playoffs, at least for one more match.
Get the confidence up a little bit. Snatchy not really being challenged. There's going to be rifles coming up in the next round for Godsent. One off the blazers on him.
No.
That's brutal. And he's just killed the thing. Every person who touches the AK dies. Don't pick it up, leave it on the ground. Don't go anywhere near it. Demon's just gonna destroy them.
We ended the day with the Battle of the Danes that kicked off with impressive moves on both sides as Heroic took us to Nuke. However, MSL's big brain had done his research and he and his men were determined not to go down without a close meeting of minds and rifles, taking the map to overtime.
Kills, but Dawn at the same time has matched him.
Making sure the ball is getting diffused on beneath him. And now they're sticking on it. Dawn with one. Straight up middle. They're closing the gap, and Cajun.
Yes, Cajun.
Justice
Yes, Cajun.
has been back into the game.
While the P90s might not have got the job done, the W did follow shortly after, setting North up for a spicy showdown with Sprout in the next stage of the lower bracket.
In this tournament, but Scorn has now dealt him a crippling blow, and it's down to MSL. It's a good molly, but the AK...
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to day 6 here at DreamHack Open Fall. A new day has dawned, and with that brings more incredible CSGO action as we continue to run the gauntlet of the playoffs. Of course, I won't be alone to be delving into that action. I've got my 2 wonderful analysts in the form of Maui and Potter. Maui, pleasure to have you back here. You've had a few days off of Open. What have you been up to since then?
I've done a couple podcasts. We rebooted the Peekers Advantage one, so check that one out if you're interested in what Adren has to say, as Semphis, Davey, and I bombard him with just kind of ridiculous questions at times. So that's been good. Just keeping up with this scene, though, keeping up with this tournament.
Fantastic stuff. We gotta love getting into the Counter-Strike. And of course, Potter, we rounded off the day yesterday with a Danish derby, no less. And today is promising to deliver even more.
Once again, another Danish derby, man. And these Danish games, if that North versus Heroic told us anything, it's that it's going to be close, it's going to be neck and neck, and both of these teams are going to be pretty passionate about proving who's the better Danish team. So this is going to be exciting.
It has been
Scandinavian. Sorry.
Yes, Scandinavian. Yeah,
Scandinavian.
I mean, there's so much coming up today. We cannot be cramming it more full of Counter-Strike action. And of course, an incredible shout out to our wonderful sponsors, DTS, Monster Energy, Corsair, Intel, and of course, MSI. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey here at DreamHack Open Fall. And of course, as we mentioned yesterday, we did have to bid farewell to North from progressing any further in the competition. But we don't want to forget about their legacy here at DreamHack Open, and a legacy they have indeed, as they're the team that have lifted the most DreamHack Open trophies to their name. So let's start our day off with a little bit of nostalgia and relive some of North's highlights here at Open.
In 2017, North was created out of the ex-Dignitas lineup with backing from Danish football team FC Copenhagen. North started to make their name as a team with an aggressive style, able to take down more structured enemies in higher ranks, but at the same time struggle against what, on paper, should be an easier opponent.
I think we play just better CS when we're kind of the underdog. I don't like the approach, but that's just how it is for some reason.
But in DreamHack Open, the team has shown confidence, and to this day, North is the team with the most DreamHack Open trophies in their possession. 4 of them, to be exact. Rifler AZ has been part of the team since the early days. From him, we got an extraordinary round on Mirage versus Heroic in Valencia 2017.
And now, AC doubles up, triples up, what is that? That's criminal!
Yeah, so this is probably one of the best highlights in my career, I think. I think the first kill was actually probably the most impressive, because he was like in the air jumping and not really looking towards me, so his hitbox is harder to hit.
The age-old saying, easy for easy.
Earlier this year, in-game leader MSL, who was part of creating the team back in 2017, rejoined the roster right before their tournament in Leipzig.
MSL has always been part of the team I've been playing with for pretty much most of my career. He always had a really good mentality and work ethic. It helped everyone else in the team to work harder, and that's also why we brought him back, because we thought we were in need of him.
So far in 2020 and in the online era, we're missing the big results. With the changes made, they now work on getting back to the higher ranks.
We are on the right track, I think, so just enjoying the moment right now and just working hard. Of course, it'd be really nice to lift another open tournament.
A huge legacy for North here at DreamHack Open. Interestingly enough, that was my first DreamHack Open where they listed the trophy in Seville, Potter. And we were quite surprised by that because they weren't necessarily the favourites coming into the tournament.
Yeah, no, they weren't. I'm sure Dagny saw it coming. She probably predicted everything, but that was quite the surprise. And it was in such dominant fashion, MSL really showcasing why he's been primary AWPing in that tournament. And he's still showing us glimpses here and there. But yeah, this North team absolutely surprised all of us.
Yeah, and I think it's safe to say they kind of surprised us a little bit yesterday when they were facing off against Heroic, because Gabe said in that, they actually thrive when they're the underdogs. And they did, Maui. That first map of Nuke, I did not expect North to be pushing Heroic to overtime.
Yeah, that was actually a really close match, but Heroic have been in just a really strong form lately. So even though I like that North is doing well in a lot of these opens, they are still, for me, the kind of a distant third for this Danish battle, which really is Astralis and Heroic. They've been just so strong lately.
Well, of course, we did have to bid farewell to North yesterday from progressing any further in the competition. Of course, they'll be battling out for that 9th to 12th place for those RMR points. And alongside them, we did have to bid farewell to ENT as well. But that doesn't mean we can't catch up with one of their players. Alu is here to break down his iconic moments.
Is this the end for Liquid in Katowice? Alu, 32 kills to his name's gonna add another one, and here's the crossfire. Alu with 2. This could be all she wrote for Liquid. 20 seconds left, and Alu chipped in for a 3rd and a 4th. Ends have done it. They pulled off the upset.
This one is also like I'm just holding an angle, playing anti-flash, because I hear that they take the pin out of the nade. I hold anti-flash, kill the first one, kill second one, stay in the noob corner for a while because my teammate is under the roof short. He swings wide and I kill him, and that's it.
Forrest can shoot up the vents and walk through, but Edward with the perfect timing to stop him. Alu with a good shot there on Guardian, and just being the better offer that time around. It's going to be Freiburg going down. The bomb is dropped inside the site. Seized getting 1 and 2 and looking for the triple. Alu, the last man standing with 20 seconds left. He has to clutch this. They need this round. NMAP, they are getting destroyed on this map, and Alu picks up a kill now. Just has to get down this bomb, but Edward sneaking so close, and Alu clutches it.
When I killed one guy in connector, and then my teammate had info that one guy is side and one guy is in the chicken house. So I figured out that he would go hiding because it's 1 on 2. So I just took running steps and then started to sneak so he wouldn't anticipate that I'm behind side and killing him. And then when I killed him, the other guy will push, obviously. And then I just peek there and I kill him.
We talk about legacy, and Alu is a man with such huge legacy, Christine. We see him there, obviously, flying the flag for NIP back in the day. He's been in Counter-Strike for the longest period of time.
Yeah, definitely so. And I'm sure he's watching back those clips and impressing himself even, because those clutches, they were S tier. And you gotta love Alu, right? Ever since his Red Bull clip, he's just a funny man. He's a funny man.
I love him so much. I just wanted to ask you, Maui, obviously that upset for the side of Liquid at the major, no less, and making it to the grand final, that was pretty nuts.
Oh yeah, that was pretty painful. I think everyone at that point was just in awe of how good LXEB was at making this team look so well gelled, so well oiled. I just have to bring up this moment at E-League where Alu was in a veto and they had them mic'd up, and I think he was on FaZe at the time, and the team he was playing against, Optic, they wanted to ban Dust 2 against him or play Dust 2 against him, and he's like, you do not want to play Dust 2 against us. He's just so matter of fact with his approach. It's awesome. I love Alu too.
The mind games of Alu. I absolutely love him. But of course, moving on to our topic of the day, we've shown a lot of appreciation for our players, but I think it's time we show some appreciation for the weapons. We had a chance to check in with our players to see what their favorite guns are in the game.
My current favorite gun has always been and is still the AK-47, just through the fact that you can rely on hitting like one-shot kills.
AK-47, I've always liked it, I always loved it. It's the strongest gun in the game, I feel like.
I will go with the FAMAS because nobody likes it and I think it's really unfair.
I mean, my currently favorite gun is probably the AK-47, but I think it's more satisfying when you get this one digs with the Deagle.
My current favorite gun, I think is AK, and my T-side is being pretty good nowadays. And I like it because I like to tap, like to spray, so an AK is not hard to tap at all.
I will go for the AK-47 all the day.
Of course, all the boring people going for the AK there, but I want to pose a question to you two. Your favourite spicy weapon? I think, Potter, you might have just cemented yours before we went into that clip.
Yeah, it's got to be the P90, right?
Yes.
It's a toss-up. It's a toss-up for me. Either the P90 or the Mag 7. You know, anytime I watch ships actually on Contact Gaming using that Mag 7, it gives me the feels, man. It gives me the feels of all the realms of possibilities of what could happen right before our eyes. But you gotta love it when somebody busts out that P90, whether it's art, whether it's heroic 4-man P90 rushing down middle on Vertigo. You know something crazy is about to happen.
It is indeed. Maui, what about you? Can't say the AK, can't say the M4, something spicy.
Ooh, definitely the Scout. In my first season of Mountain Dew League, I had the second most Scout kills in the league. I think Quinn was the guy that beat me, and he's on Gen G now playing Valorant, so get that guy out of here. Come on, I'm the better Scouter.
I also wanted to pose a question to you guys. It's a bit off the bat, but I'm interested to hear if you have any guns that you'd actually like to see brought into the game. I know James Bardov, he did a series where he was going around and seeing and trying weapons when he was in America that shouldn't be put into CS. He was trying, like, you've probably seen them, like he tried like a rocket launcher, all that sort of stuff. Anything you'd like to see put into the game, Maui? Or do you think, we have a good pool of weapons?
Oh God, it's so difficult. I think something that's similar to the Guardian in Valorant, kind of like a semi-automatic rifle would be really cool. Something cheaper than the M4, maybe, but better than like a FAMAS, because come on, Kenny, yes, the FAMAS is bad, dude.
Yeah, I mean, Kenny's going to go for that, isn't he? So it's nice for him to be giving us a little bit of spice. With that, I think we can get into the spice that is this day of Counter-Strike action here at DreamHack Open 4. It is a jam-packed day, no less, and we're kicking it off with a showdown for the ages. Two teams who have proved their prowess here at Open 4 so far and hope to continue their run in the upper bracket. It's Astralis versus Fnatic after this.